Hey, Harpslingers, welcome to the Harpslinger podcast, where each and every week we hang out with the greatest harmonica players in the music business. I've been gone for a couple of weeks, so I hope that you've missed the show, but we're back. My wife and I have recently moved to Florida, so I had to set up shop again here, which is pretty close to being finished, but really excited about getting back to the podcast and getting to know so many great new artists. So if you're watching this on the Honer Music Facebook page, as I always say, share it to your homepage. Help us spread the word. And I want to direct your attention to the Harpslinger YouTube channel. The link is on the Facebook page. You can just Google it or go to search it on YouTube and check it out. There's a lot of great interviews with some of all of our favorite harmonica players. So I encourage you to do that. All right. Hey, without further ado, I'd like to introduce my next guest. He's a composer, recording artist, and veteran touring musician of nearly 20 years. He won the 2017 Swiss Blues Challenge, was a semifinalist at the 2018 International Blues Challenge, and took fourth place at the 2018 European Blues Challenge. Besides that, he plays like a million instruments, and he's really great. So please make him welcome, everyone, Amaury Faivre. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, fine. And you?
I'm doing great. It's great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being a part of this. You're 6 hours ahead of me. You're in Geneva, Switzerland, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. So I'm curious. In America, I feel like we're sort of inundated with roots music and blues music, and so it's not so far of a stretch. It seems for folks over here to maybe pick up a harmonica. But I'm curious, what turned you on to the harmonica? How did you discover this instrument?
In fact, my father had a guitar. He was playing guitar since he was teenager,
Uh-huh.
and he had a present. He got a present for his birthday. I remember so, and it was a harmonica, and I picked it up and I started playing. I was 8 years old, and
Okay.
I kept on till now.
Yeah, right on. Well, you're a fantastic player. So blues music in particular, was that your first interest when playing the harmonica, or were you playing other styles of music?
Mm, as I was 8 years old, I didn't have so much of a culture, a musical culture. So I learned what came with the score book.
Yeah.
So the blues had a major place in it,
Uh-huh.
and along with some country, some folk, some rock and roll.
Uh-huh.
But the blues for harmonica is it's really a major style of music, and I always play blues for all
Yeah.
these years. Never left. I learned jazz also, but
Uh-huh.
blues stayed.
Right. The blues stayed right there with you. Yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
think that's where a lot of us kind of start, getting our feet wet with the harmonica. It lends itself so well to the blues. I know that was at least the case for me. So your dad is an instrumentalist or was an instrumentalist, and he instilled this sort of musical, this love for music in you, I'm assuming, right? Did he also teach you how to, because you play like a lot of instruments, mandolin, banjo, guitar, dobro, slide guitar, anything else?
No, that's it.
I mean,
Singing
that's
and
enough. That's enough.
yeah,
And
yeah.
singing,
That's already a lot to work on, but
that
yeah,
is.
yeah. But
Yeah.
he didn't teach me much. He's not great player. He plays for the fun, and he didn't take lessons or things like that. I learned by my own at the
Okay.
beginning.
Right on. So, have you taken any lessons since on harmonica? Or are you self-taught?
Mm, I ha- I had the chance to live in a rather small town, but with a great culture scene. It's a Besançon in France,
Uh-huh.
and they have a harmonica society,
Okay.
which is very small, but every week the like 20, 30 people were gathering to share about harmonica.
Yeah.
And I went there. I don't know, maybe 12, 13 years old. I was really the youngest harmonica. They were all
Sure, I'm sure.
60, 70 years old people, but it was really cool for me to share with all these people.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious, what kind of music were these older gentlemen playing?
A lot of, Albert Resner?
I know the name. Yes, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
starting
yeah.
to learn some more international harmonica names. So I regret that didn't know a lot of these names before, but I'm starting to become more and more versed in them. So I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. And there were some grandpas here who were really fan of this kind of harmonica stuff, and
Uh huh.
also lots of the jazz.
Okay.
So Toots Stillmans and people
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Right
But
on.
for the blues also, and all kind of harmonica stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So did you pick up diatonic first or the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
chromatic? Diatonic, and you also play chromatic, clearly, right? We'll
yeah.
talk about that in
Also,
a little bit. Absolutely.
mm.
Yeah, I've seen some. I've watched a lot of your videos, of course. Really, really impressive stuff. I'm curious. You mentioned these folks back home that inspired you to play. Who are some of your harmonica heroes?
Mm, uh, uh, the major harmonica players, not something really important for the blues. It was like Little Walter and
Yeah, of course, right?
Sonny
Yeah.
Terry
Uh
and
huh.
all this generation of players.
Yeah.
And after in my teenage years, I started to play some jazz, and that's when I learned playing guitar. Also, I learned jazz harmony with a guitar and the chromatic harp. And so
Okay.
at that time, it was Toots Thielemans. Really, it was really great influence. And
Yeah, or of course, right? Yeah, yeah.
mm,
You've done a lot of great recordings, and
thank you.
you've got three records out, right?
Mhm.
And the first being a kind of a Chicago blues band situation. Uh, One of them is sort of a blues and jazz infusion, and one
Yeah,
of the records is a record where it's a solo roots sort of a bent on the harmonica. And so I'm curious. I know so you play lots of instruments, and you're playing these instruments on your records, which is really amazing. I mean, I don't know how I play guitar uh, also, and I'm a singer as well. But I mean, I don't know where I would find the time to learn all of these instruments and be proficient enough to be recording on them as well. And it's super impressive. So you're writing songs for these records. You're playing most of the instruments on the records, it sounds like, and you're singing and blowing harp on them. Are you producing these as well?
yeah, yeah. Also, I learned sound engineering,
Uh huh.
and so I made all the production except for the mastering.
Okay.
And yeah, it's very time consuming.
Yeah.
I plus many hours like mixing. For people who do this all day long, it's kind of fast, but for me it's like 2 months of mixing. But
Right.
I like it, and I'm satisfied with the results, so it's okay for me.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm curious, where can people go to if people would like to buy these albums of yours? Where would be the best place to go?
The easiest place is my website. It's amauryfaivre.com,
Great.
and yeah, you can buy with credit card, and it's easy.
Straight from there. Great. And you'll
Mm.
sign them, of course, and send them out, right?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
All over
Yeah.
the world.
I'll make sure that I put your website in the show notes as well, so people can find that, and I'll put it in a link on the Honer
Cool.
chat, yeah,
Excellent.
as well. Yeah, so folks be looking for that. So where did you record these records? Do you have a studio at home, or is there a studio locally that you record in?
Yeah, actually, I have in my previous home. I had a studio, and I managed to sell the home with keeping the studio.
Okay,
So it's very cool. It's my place, and I do whatever I want.
great.
So it's a small studio. It's
Uh-huh.
like yeah, two room, and but it sounds great. And
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought it sounded great as well. You've done a fantastic job. In the videos, there's in the videos that I was watching, there was one video in particular that was sort of introducing a forthcoming album of yours, and you were reaching onto the wall and picking up all of these instruments, and that must be your studio. Is that
yeah, yeah, that's my studio. Yeah.
wow? You have style too. It looks great. Anyone
Cool.
would
Thank you.
be happy to record there. So tell
Yeah,
me a
yeah.
little bit about your songwriting. I'm interested in that. I love to chat with songwriters. I'm a songwriter as well, so I'm always interested about someone else's process, how they go about. Do they write every day? Because I don't write every day. I'm more the guy that's like, I might be inspired by something that I hear, or someone might say something to me that's like, oh, that's a great line, Let me write that down, and then I'll go home and write it. But some guys write every day. Are you one of those guys?
No, no, I like to. I'm a bit jealous. I feel like I'm a lazy writer, you know. I write when I have, just like you, when something come in my mind,
Uh-huh.
I write it down, or most of the time it comes from the music. Uh, I'm just
Right.
jamming, improvising, and I have a riff or a series of chords or something like this,
Yeah.
which tend to a feeling, and I report this feeling to a situation ahead or something like this.
Right on. And I noticed that you use the Loop Station Live, or a loop box
Mm.
looping machine. Uh, I have to get one of these because it feels like that must be a great way to develop a song, to be able to lay down the groove and start adding things on top, coming up with some lyrics, and it's all just sort of circulating for you. It sounds like such a great tool. Do you use it as you're writing as well, or is this something that you only use live?
No, I use it live only.
Oh, okay.
And it's mostly a way to compensate for the fact that I play either a solo or duo
Mm-hmm.
in the little bands.
Yeah.
Because when I play with a band, I really prefer not using the live looping.
Right.
But yeah, for me, I had no choice. I started playing solo last year,
Uh huh.
and if I wanted to play chromatic harmonica, I didn't have a choice other than using live looping.
Right. Right.
So I started using it, but in my show I don't know, I use it like two two songs in a set, something like
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
It's not
All
a
right.
major
Yeah.
thing for
Right.
me.
It's interesting. I've spoken the last two guys that I've spoken with on the podcast. Greg Zlap, who I'm sure you're
Yeah.
familiar with, who's a
Mm.
wonderful guy, and Brandon Bailey. Both utilize a loop machine as well, and they're super adept at it. And so it's been inspiring for me. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to pick up a
Yeah,
loop
it's a
station.
great tool. It's a
Yeah,
great tool, and just
sounds
for
like
recording yourself, and it's really cool.
right on, man. Right on. So, and I noticed that you're also writing a lot of your lyrics in English.
Yes, it's funny. The first time I recorded a song in French was on the previous album,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also the first time I seriously sung a song in French.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's
You're
because French language in songwriting is really you have to be really picky about the words, and people when you sing in French,
hmm
the attention given to the lyrics is like, I don't know, 60-70%
wow.
of the production.
Yeah. That's
And in English it's like, I don't know, 30%. It depends of the style, of course, but it's yeah, I feel like it's easier.
wow. That's incredible. That's perspective is everything. First of all, I told Rachel Plaza in a recent interview how much I love hearing people sing in French. Of course, I'm ignorant and I don't speak French, so I have no idea what's being said, but it sounds so great. I just absolutely love it. But I didn't know it was less difficult than writing in English. How many languages do you speak, Amari?
Just French, English, a bit of Lithuanian also, because my
Okay,
wife is Lithuanian, but
okay.
not for writing songs and stuff like this.
And right on, right on. Living in Geneva, I would imagine you're speaking, I guess, like a Swiss French sort of blend, right? Sort of is it, or is it are you strict little
It's a
German French sort of thing?
no, yeah, there is no such thing as a German French.
Okay,
The
right on. Okay,
They have a Swiss German, which
Swiss
is really
German. Okay.
yeah, a language that is really keen to the German, but with some difference.
Uh
But
huh.
for a French part of Switzerland and France, it's just an accent. They
Okay.
have some different word, but everybody understands.
Right. Right. Um, right on. So I'm always amazed when I go to Europe and everyone speaks at least two or maybe three or four languages, and I always feel very ignorant. I'm like, oh my god, I really need to learn something fresh. Uh, uh,
Sure.
so I wanted to know. There's a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about. This the Toots Thielman thing that you put together. This I guess this is some sort of concerto that you've arranged and written and composed yourself and performed. Tell me about that.
Yeah. At the time, I know a conductor for a classical orchestra.
Uh huh.
I know him personally, and I never played much of classical stuff.
Right.
But he talked to me about the project to put the harmonica in a orchestral context,
Mm-hmm.
and so I knew that the concert was in Brussels,
Mm-hmm.
and I had the idea to compose a piece for the orchestra in a for Toots Thielemans in tribute to Toots Thielemans.
Uh huh.
And at the university I had some class for classical writing, and
Right.
he gave me a hand also, so on some mistake I made, or some ideas, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It went well. It went well. I liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was blown away. I mean, anytime you can write for that many instruments, and you have to know the voicings of those instruments and
Mm.
where they sound good, and uh, you it's just that's mind blowing to me. I was like, okay, this guy is really talented. He plays all these instruments. He's composing things for for the orchestra. Uh, you're really a great player, man.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me about what you've got going on now. I mean, we've all been sort of in experiencing this lockdown with COVID, in and out of a lockdown, wearing
Mm.
masks, not being able to play shows. You've been a touring musician for around 20 years already, right? I mean, and you're not
Yeah, yeah.
very old.
Mm.
You must have started when you were like 5.
No, I started at 15.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
at 15 I started. Yeah, and until now.
Yeah. So, and you've played like, all over Europe and many, many countries, 12, 13 countries, somewhere around there, right? That's what I read in your
Yeah,
bio, I think.
something like that. Yeah, yeah. And it was late that I started to play under my own name and write songs.
Uh-huh.
In the beginning, I just play with bands, and yeah, so I was more versatile.
Right.
And now I try really to focus on what I want to do, and it's a really a different strategy, and it's interesting stuff.
Yeah. So when you were playing with other bands, what kind of music were these bands playing?
It could be jazz, some reggae, some rock and roll,
Right on.
rock,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know,
Okay.
country.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah, I think all, all the style of North America.
Right.
I
Right.
think
Okay. All right.
I
I
learned
noticed
all this, and yeah, I really like to play all these kinds of music.
there's a lot of roots music in what you're doing. I mean, your slide guitar work is fantastic as well. Um, tell me about that. I mean, why is it that you gravitate toward American roots music?
Mm, it's funny because with this album, it's my first solo album, so I wanted to do something that's really me, really deep, and really. And the first when I learned guitar, I was, I don't know, 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of music I learned was the finger picking,
Mm-hmm.
like from the 20s, 30s, Robert Johnson, and this kind
Yeah.
of players.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started composing, I started playing with the fingers back, because I had I had led that somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, it came like this, and song after song, the album took this direction. But it was not the goal to make a roots album. In the
Okay.
beginning, I just wanted to do something personal.
Right. And that's what's coming from your soul, it sounds
Mm.
like. I mean, it sounds very personal. And your singing as well. Let's talk about your singing just a little bit. Uh, how long have you been singing? You said your first time to sing was not that long ago, right? On a recording at least?
In French, it was the
Oh, in
first
French.
time. But
Okay,
in
forgive me
English,
then.
yes, I started, no, 15 years ago, something like
Okay.
that.
Right on.
But for this recording, I really worked a lot more on singing than other instruments, because I really wanted to pass a level in my singing.
Uh-huh.
And I realized that I have many things to work on, and this took me some time.
Yeah, right on. Well, tell me what kind of things were you doing to work on your voice? I teach voice lessons, so I'm always working with a lot of young singers,
Hmm.
who are sort of just getting started, or maybe they've been singing professionally for a year or two, but they're wearing their voice out and they're using poor technique. What was your angle? How did you go about becoming a better singer?
Mm, there were two things I had to improve. The first one was the accent. I realized when I recorded that almost every sound, voyelle sound, like I had to rework all that,
Uh huh.
and so I made an effort for the accent to sound it better.
Uh huh.
And the most important thing I think is about the sincerity and
Right.
like how to be inspiring when you sing.
Mm-hmm.
And this was more like a meditation work than vocal technique work.
Yeah.
I made a lot of meditation just to be like really I
In the
don't know how to
moment.
say it. Yeah,
Sort
yeah.
of. Yeah. Right. Well, it comes across for sure.
Mm,
I want to, if I'm kind of jumping around just a little bit because there's so much to talk about with you, but songwriting. I find that a lot of harmonica players that aspire to make records and do the kinds of things that you're doing maybe haven't spent much time trying their hand at writing songs. And, I was curious if you have any sort of inspiration or any sort of, if you could give any tips on how you go about
yeah,
writing
sure.
songs for yourself. Yeah. Could you share some of that with us?
I agree with you because most harmonica players they start with the harmonica and they build a song around it.
Right.
And actually, I never did that. Harmonica was my first instrument,
Uh-huh.
but when I write a song, I'm with a guitar and singing, and I don't play harp. The harp is coming after.
Uh-huh.
I I the song can be finished, and I don't know if I'm gonna play some harp in it. You know.
Right.
So
Right.
it's really a song like Bob Dylan stuff, and if it doesn't sound good with an acoustic guitar, it's not good enough.
Right
Something
on.
like this.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
for my influences, for this album, it was really Eric Bibb.
Okay.
I saw him live sometimes when he came around here, and really, I really enjoy his stuff, his sincerity,
Yeah.
and guys like Kebmo.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You see people just talking, it's inspiring, and this is what I wanted to try to approach.
Yeah. Yeah. Kebmo's fantastic. You're right.
Mm,
Definitely. And so much sincerity in what he's doing through his
exactly.
playing
Mm.
as well as his singing and his lyrics. I'm a fan for sure.
Mhm.
Do you get a lot of great music touring through your area where you're living
um, it's coming
pre-COVID?
better. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This summer has been almost a normal summer,
Okay.
but for the autumn to come, we feel like that the programmers they're a bit shy. They're
Uh-huh.
waiting to see. Like normally it's 4 or 5 months before I'm
Yeah.
booked, but here it's 2 months, and we'll see what happen.
Right.
So yeah, we'll hard to know how
It's
it will go.
Yeah. How are you guys
Mm.
doing with this Delta virus, by the way? Are you experiencing that there like we're experiencing it here? It feels like we're just about to slip maybe back into, some sort of a
I don't know.
lockdown.
I don't know because the cases, the new cases is going up, but the deceased are just down. So
Okay.
it seems like there are many people infected, but not so important.
Uh-huh.
And in France, they have a sanitary pass.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they have the politics of we let everything open, but people have to get vaccinated.
Right.
And we'll see with this if
Yeah.
vaccination work. It's perfect.
Yeah. Right.
We can get back to normal, but we don't know. Yeah.
Right on. I hear you. I understand. We're sort of in the same boat. In fact, I was speaking with the manager of our band who is in Innsbruck, Austria, and we've canceled four, maybe five tours since March of last year of 2020, uh, European tours, and we just keep postponing them because we might be able to do the show, but it's only going to be 50% capacity,
Yeah.
and of course, coming from America, it's tough because we can't afford to take that risk. So we just
Yeah,
keep
sure.
having to put it off and put it off. But God willing, we'll all get back to the stage sooner than later. Um,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
starting to get to be very long.
yeah, absolutely. So,
Mhm.
so tell me what you have scheduled for yourself. For the rest of this year. Is there anything fun coming up for you that you're looking forward to, and any new recordings that you're working on?
Recordings, I'm not sure. Not this year, maybe next year.
Mm-hmm.
And for I have some concerts also, and
Mm-hmm.
I see it's a bit quiet and like waiting to see what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't have a big project for the moment, except then my solo show is pretty new.
Mm-hmm.
I only had I don't know 15 20 gigs. I'm working really on this, how to make a show that doesn't lack anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it's good to be working on the instrument and in singing and yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good time for us to sort of woodshed, as we say, to just practice.
Yeah.
If whatever, just to try to keep your chops together, so when the day comes, we can actually still sound good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, do you have a community of like-minded folks like yourself where you're living, where that you sort of interested in the same types of music, maybe even some more harmonica players that are over there that you can sort of you know rub shoulders
Yeah.
with? Yeah.
Um, Not necessarily in Geneva,
Mm-hmm.
but in yeah, in my region, like in France, Germany, and we have some harmonica players, and but in the root stuff is not so popular here. It's
Mm-hmm.
really the blues rock that's
Mm-hmm.
really popular.
Okay.
So with the electric guitars and even like hard rock blues.
Yeah.
In France, we have a generation of hard rock blues player. It's like Led Zeppelin blues.
Oh wow. That's
Really funny. You know Anna Popovic?
no, I don't.
Okay, she's Czech, but yeah, it's like it's funny.
Okay.
It's not my stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to play like this, but it's really this kind of blues that's popular. And roots, it's yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
harder to reach a community with that. But
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Right on. Would you? I was curious. You do you have a harmonica handy?
I sorry, I don't have.
Do you have a harmonica with you at the moment?
Yeah, yeah, I have my harmonica box.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. All right. So well, let's talk about harmonicas for a second. What kind
Yeah,
of
sure.
harmonicas do you play? What do you have a specific brand that you like?
Yeah, for the moment, I like the Honor crossover.
Yeah.
These ones, I
Mm-hmm.
think they're really good, really airtight, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're good. And
Super
they have the
responsive.
ability, yeah, yeah, and they have the ability to change the reeds one by one.
Uh huh. Yeah.
So I break a lot of reeds, and so I do it myself, and it's easier, it's fast, and
You
yeah,
break
they're
a
good.
lot of reeds. Tell me about. Do you blow really hard? Do you play hard?
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
the higher keys, like F, I can keep it. I don't know, 3 months, 4 months. It's
Okay.
really
Yeah.
I tear them down really fast.
That's
So
amazing. Yeah, I do that as well. But I don't do any sort of I don't get in and work on my own harmonicas. I've got a Joe Falisco harmonica, and I've got some Blue Moon harmonicas uh,
mm.
that are fantastic. But I don't personally get in there and tinker with the harmonicas. Do you do a lot of customization yourself? It sounds like you do.
uh, I changed the reeds and I tuned them, and just recently, just like 4 or 5 months ago, I started to half valve them.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
And this for me, it's really a game changer because I have some jazz background and
Uh-huh.
I like to play a chromatic harmonica, but as a solo, I can't. The sound is really different,
Uh-huh.
and I never got used to the overblow overdraw sound.
Right.
Really I can make the note, but I never managed to make it sound right.
Yeah.
So with this half valving, I'm getting to have a more chromatic playing, but
Yeah.
with a sound that I can bend.
I love that. I love that. Have you checked out PT Gazelle by any chance?
Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
a, I mean, so he's doing this as well, right, with his Gazelle method.
Mm.
And I have one of those harmonicas. I'm still getting used to it. I love it. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's
The
great.
oh,
It's a
the
lot of
oh,
work, but
yeah, it's a lot of work. It's like
it's funny because it reminds me of the time when I started to learn to bend.
yeah,
I was, I don't know, I was 9, 10 years old,
yeah,
and I'm like, oh, okay, I can do it, I can do it, like a kid again.
yeah,
And for the harmonica, it's really, I had such a challenge for many years.
yeah. I feel you. I'm in that same boat. I'm in that same boat. Tell me, I'm interested also to know about your rig, your gig rig, what you use live. Do you like to use do you use bullet mics, for instance, ceramic, or what kind of are you going for that Chicago thing? Typically, when you're playing your live shows, what are you using? Pedals, amplifier, straight into the PA?
The Chicago blues sound, I had a golden bull, green bullet for years, but I use it with an electric band, but as a solo, I don't use it much.
Okay.
And I was never so picky about the harmonica sound.
Uh huh.
I was with the guitar because I think that it's quite easy to have a good harmonica distorted sound
Yeah.
compared to with a guitar. It's really, you have to have a good amp that works with your guitar, with your pedals, and
Right.
it's really harder. And so the most I use for my harmonica is this microphone, the Neumann KMS 105, I
Uh
think.
huh.
And it's great. I have a multi effect.
Uh huh.
It's a new one by Neural DSP Quad Cortex. It's called.
Okay.
Actually, it has 4 inputs, so I can input my guitar, my microphone, and the stomp and the loop, and everything is set on this pedal. And they have separate outputs, so I can send the separate outputs to the sound manager.
Oh,
And
that's fantastic.
yeah, it's cool. I have some effects like I don't know, reverb, really the
Little
simple
delay, maybe.
stuff. Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, I think a little goes a long way for most of us, right? Just a little bit of something. We don't need a lot.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little
Mm.
delay, maybe a little reverb. I've been using the sonic, a thing called the sonic stomp, which a lot of guys and girls,
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of
Mm.
folks have in their pedal board rig these days.
Mm.
I, of course, found that from Jason Ricci, trying to steal. What's he using to get those sounds? you know, watching stealing ideas. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, right on, man. Well, would you mind playing a little harmonica for us?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Fantastic. Yeah. Man, I love it. Fantastic. You're really
Thank
a
you.
great player, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, hey, tell us what you have coming up next. If what's on the horizon for you and you know, as far as live shows or, you know, whatever that may be. Do you have
Yeah,
anything that you could tell us about?
I have some gigs in the two months to come. Some
Mhm.
festivals.
Okay.
Smallest festivals manage to do it for the moment.
Yeah.
We'll
Right.
see,
Right.
but for the moment it's booked. So this is gonna be that, and I like to make some videos also. Um just live videos. That's just a part of my show.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do live, I do it on video
Okay.
to just for selling for
Right.
merchandising
Right.
and
Absolutely.
mm,
So folks, just to remind you, you can check out Amaury's all of his stuff that he has available for sale, what he has going on in his musical career at his website, which is www.amauryfaivre. Did I pronounce that
that's
right?
it.
.com. Got to make sure my tongue is working, and that is spelled AmauryFaivre. Yes.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And I assume that you're on the social networking channels as
Yeah,
well. Facebook,
YouTube,
Instagram,
Facebook.
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. So Google him. Very interesting cat who does a lot. I mean, you're so musical. I'm really in awe of when I heard you play slide guitar. I was like, whoa, this guy's not joking around. He's really this is a real musician here. This is,
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you very much.
absolutely, man, absolutely. Well, I wish you the best of luck. It's been a great pleasure getting to know you a little bit today. I hope we
Yeah,
can
cool.
do
Thank
this.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope we
Thank
can
you
do
for
this
inviting
again.
me. Yeah, really.
Well,
Pleasure's
hey,
mine.
my pleasure. It's wonderful to meet you. And when I'm near you, hopefully next year with my band,
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
reach out. We should get together. Or have you come out to a show and maybe sit in or something. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, call me and yeah,
I will
we can happy to
absolutely
do it.
do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, check him out. Amaury Faivre. Thank you so much, my friend, for being on the show. I really appreciate it. Peace and love to you. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thanks, dude. That was great. That was really
Yeah,
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll definitely need to stay in touch. I love the way you play, and you just seem like a really nice guy. So I look forward to seeing you on the
Yeah,
road.
I hope you can do the tour and you tell me and yeah, sure.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll be in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and probably the Netherlands a little bit as well. I've been to Geneva a number of times, so um, maybe we'll connect there. You know.
Yeah, sure.
All right, my
I'd
friend.
like to.
Yeah, rock on. Well, have a great one. And I'll talk to you soon. I will. If you can throw up, I'll announce this interview Saturday or Sunday, and then
Okay.
I will do it. I'll announce it again with another advertisement on Monday, and then it will go live on Tuesday on the Honer Music Facebook page at 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 like 9 o'clock your time, I think, around there. It's usually like 3:20.
9 o'clock in the morning
No,
or
no, no. It should be like it's 3. It's just a little after 3 p.m. in Nashville
okay.
time. So around 9 o'clock for you, I think.
So on 10th,
Yeah,
August 10th. Yeah,
yeah, and
Tuesday. Okay.
of course, feel free to like promote this on your Facebook page. It would
Yeah,
be
sure.
great. Yeah, just to help people, spread the word a little bit. You know what I mean?
So on the Honor Facebook page.
It'll be on the
That's
it's
it.
Honer Music Facebook page, and
Right.
yeah, and if you haven't already, I think you've probably already been there. But the Harpslinger YouTube channel,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of course, it will be there and be cataloged there as well. So yeah, man,
Okay. Cool.
wonderful. And you're a dad too. I didn't realize, man. I don't know when you sleep. You must not sleep.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard to find enough time. He's 5 years old now. It's getting better, but
Yeah. What is he interested in music yet?
I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
we'll
I
see.
don't want to push him too much because
Yeah,
music is always around.
that's right.
But we'll see. My wife is a lawyer, so it's a totally different thing.
Yeah, right
We'll
on.
see what he likes. For the moment, he wants to
He's going
study
to have both
dinosaurs and
sides. He's going to have both sides of the brain working for him, the analytical and yeah, it's going to be fantastic. All right, well, stay in touch.
yeah,
Thank you so much again, and we'll see you around, my friend.
yeah. See you. Thank
All
you.
right, you got it.